Welcome to the Breath of God. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to teaching the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. My name is Jeff Lewis, and I launched this ministry back in April 21st, 2025. And the broadcasts have been reaching many with the gospel of Jesus. In the last 30 days, this message has been received by more than 17,000 people. And 70% of that are men. This has been resonating with men in particular across all age groups. I'm very excited to hear that this message is reaching men for the gospel of Jesus. And if you would like to give to this ministry, I have put a link in my YouTube page. And you can donate there to the Breath of God Ministries to fund the ongoing operations of this broadcast on both YouTube and TikTok. So today we'll get into the rapture. And we're going to look at 4 raptures in the Bible. 2 of these raptures occurred before death, and 2 occurred after death, and these individuals were raised to life. So the rapture is not a new teaching. The rapture is an ancient teaching. The first time you see the rapture taught in the Bible is in Genesis. If you go to Genesis chapter 5, verses 22 through 24, and then you also go to the New Testament in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 5, you'll find the rapture of Enoch. Enoch walked with God for 300 years, and then he was no more because God took him away. I think Enoch was closer to God's house than he was to his. And God said, let's go to my house. And Enoch did not taste death. He was taken away from this earth and was no more. He was caught up. Then there's another rapture. Elijah. If you see this in 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 11 through 12. Now, Elijah had told Elisha that if he witnessed Elijah's departure, he would receive a double portion. So Elisha followed Elijah closely, and then suddenly chariots and horses of fire appeared suddenly and separated the two of them. And Elijah was taken up in a whirlwind. And Elisha cried out, Father, Father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel. Elijah was raptured suddenly, and Elisha saw it. Now, if we go to the New Testament, we see there are also 2 raptures that are discussed. You have the rapture of Jesus, and you find this in Acts chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. After Jesus had given his final instructions to his disciples, he was taken up. The disciples were shocked and amazed. And 2 angels appeared and said, Men of Galilee, why do you stare into the sky? This same Jesus will return as you saw him depart. Jesus was raptured, and he will come back again for his church. And then you have the 4th rapture, which is that of Moses. Moses died in the wilderness and did not enter into the promised land. And then you find in the book of Jude in the 9th verse that the Lord sent Michael, the archangel, to retrieve the body of Moses. And then in Luke chapter 9, verses 29 through 30, Moses shows up on the Mount of Transfiguration with Elijah, and he's in his resurrection body. Moses got his resurrection body after passing through death. So you have 4 raptures. In fact, 2 were witnessed and 2 were not. No one was there to witness the rapture of Enoch. Elijah's rapture was witnessed by Elisha. Jesus' rapture was witnessed by his 11 disciples, and the rapture of Moses was not witnessed. 4 raptures. This is not a new teaching. This is consistent teaching throughout the scriptures. When God firmly establishes a teaching, he at least gives it 2 or 3 distinct testimonies in the scriptures. And here we have 4. This is not a new teaching, and this is something the Lord wants us to get. One day Jesus will appear. The trumpets will sound. The dead in Christ will rise first. And then those of us who are alive will caught up to meet him together in the air. Thank you for listening to the breath of God. And remember, his breath is our calling.